If that's what you want to call it, I don't call it that. I call it as you said. That's what you want to call it. I ain't say that. You can't rape the willie, motherfucker. You can't rape the willie.
Well, at the time, you say you about 8 years old. You're an 8-year-old boy.
I wasn't willing at that time, but I was just. Actually, I was just trying to. I wasn't willing to just. I was just too young. I was mannish, put like that. I was mannish.
And besides that, how was your pop?
Man, it sucked. Sometimes I wish he was my damn fucking father. Like, like damn.
I mean, did you ever tell him about the females?
Nah, I kept that to myself. Sometimes you can't tell your left hand what your right hand doing.
So you just.
I didn't tell him to the day he don't know nothing about none of that shit. To the day he ain't alive, but still, before he died, I still didn't tell his ass nothing.
But how was your pops? Like, how was y'all relationship? Was y'all cool?
That's what I'm saying. I didn't have one with him. I didn't have one with him at all. Only thing he did was discipline me, tell me what I could and couldn't do, and that was that. It's like we rode, like when he ride, then I'm there, cause I ain't really have no choice. But other than that, it was just shit.
How was your birthdays?
He didn't buy shit.
You didn't celebrate?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He didn't buy shit. It's like this female that he was married to, named Susie. I call her Mama Sue. She was like, and her mama name was Ruby. She was like my grandma. So basically, she bought everything for me, like for Christmas, everything, like birthdays and shit. She really bought shit.
Mama Sue was a big influence in your life.
She was like the mother figure.
Well, how long he was with Mama Sue?
I don't know how long they was married, but it didn't matter because I still was going to a house and spend the night over there. I was going to school from over there and like stuff like that.
So your pop still had other females down the line, but you still fucked with Mama Sue?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Excuse me.
And then like something about her mother, her name was Ruby. I call her Miss Ruby. Grandma, I call her Grandma. And she, like, Christmas, all the Christmases, all that shit, she always bought me shit. Like, if I wanted something, like some shoes or something, that's the only way I'd be able to get them. It's about through her. I had to manipulate. I ain't saying, as y'all call it now, finessing. I've been doing that shit. That's the only way I can get. What I wanted is to ask her, and not really per se finesse it. I just ask for it, like, shit, I want some shoes. It's just simple as that. I want some shoes. She be like,
I mean, your pops ain't buy you no shoes. I mean, he got you the stuff you needed, right?
The only thing he got for me that I needed was food and a shelter. That's it.
So you had to get your own clothes.
Yeah, I had to hustle my own way to get my own shit.
So in Beaumont, how long you was in Beaumont?
Till I turned to my second year of 8th grade, my second semester of 8th grade, and I was 13. And then that's when I planned.
So
I talked to my mom on the phone and planned an escape route, and that's what happened.
So you was hustling in Beaumont?
You know, I would go to the stores and steal candy from the store from HEB, what we call hungry eating bitches. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I just do like that. Just go steal the candy from the store and sell it. Go to school and sell it at school for like 50 cents. Shit like this, $1.50, shit like that. Shit like this, $1.50, you know what I'm saying? In elementary shit, they gonna buy it. It's Kit Kat. You don't gotta worry about going to the store to get it. Snickers. Anything like that anything big is $1, but anything like the little gummies, 25 cents, 75 cents, shit like that, 50 cents.
So you stealing candies, go to school, you hustling, you getting the money, trying to get you some clothes, you know, get you something fresh. You had any other hustles? Was you messing around in the streets at that time?
My daddy house, I didn't go outside as much, so everything I did was inside. I was, like I said, I'm a loner, so I think that's why I'm a loner, is because of that.
So everything you did was in school?
Yeah, everything I got a chance to do after food was in school, and I got trouble. I'm put like this, I got a whooping damn near every day Down there every day. Either from school or from church.
So after school,
I go home and couldn't go outside until he got home. And half the time he don't be home. I'll be in the house by myself. Cause he be at work. And he worked. We stayed in Port Arthur. We stayed in Beaumont. He worked all the way in Port Arthur. And he used to drive his. I give it to him though. He did what he had to do. He's a provider, but he still wasn't there to teach me anything about it to be a man. But he used to ride his bike all the way from Beaumont to Port Arthur.
He rode a motorcycle or a bike?
Bicycle. He used to ride his bike before he got him in the car. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So then when he got his car, he got a Trans Am, a Firebird Trans Am, gold with the bird on the hood. He got one of them hoes, and then after that, he messed that fucking up, and then he got him a standard truck, and then but before all that shit, he had a Throw-Dash truck, but that was like when I was a baby type of shit. But before he had me, he was in San Diego, so I don't know what he had when he had all that shit. But I know he had a Throw truck before when we did get to Beaumont. Yeah, we stayed in the house, and then we had left to go to Houston. And when somebody he knew, they broke in the house and took all our shit. My daddy was a mechanic, you know what I'm saying? So back in them days, mechanics they was getting paid a lot of money, because he told me like back in them days, like this to build an engine in a car is like $1,000, and back in them days $1,000 was a lot of money. So, and he had some nice shit in the house, everything he paid for. Shit, he ain't asked nobody for shit.
So he was just a working man.
Basically, yeah.
He was getting it in.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So, other than that.
And y'all had a, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom? So you had a house, right?
Yeah, we had a 2-bedroom. My room was where the bathroom was at. So you gotta go through my room to get to the bathroom. And his room was on the other side.
And you was the only child. I mean, he wasn't buying you nothing. So what he was doing with the money? Just stacking it?
I guess saving it and paying bills, I guess. Buying shit that he wanted.
Oh, he had a lot of fly shit?
Yeah, the nigga had a lot of shit. Nigga, if you'd have seen the shit that I had when I had to go to his house when he passed, nigga, this nigga had 2 closets full of shit. Nigga, that's the long closets, and he had one walk-in closet. Walk-in closet had a whole bunch of suits in that motherfucker, and the long motherfucker closet had a whole bunch of suits in that motherfucker. I'm like, damn. And then all he wore was like long sleeves, button-up shirts. That's all he really wore. He didn't wear shirts like this and polos. He didn't wear shit like that. He wore collar shirts, long sleeve shirts, button-ups. That's it. So he was like.
So he didn't get you no long sleeves with the button-ups, collars?
Yeah, he got me some suits when we went to church. I wore suits.
He went to church a lot. What was he?
He was a Christian. We went to church, Goodwill. Shout out to Goodwill Christian Church, the church I grew up in Beaumont. You know what I'm saying? On the south end side. You know what I'm saying? By Big Central, across the street from Big Central. Yeah. That's the church I grew up in. Grew up on Goodwill Christian Church.
Y'all went every Sunday?
Yeah, we went every Sunday. I was in the choir.
Y'all went on Wednesdays?
Yeah, I had a Wednesday.
Y'all went on Saturday?
Yeah, all that shit.
Oh, so you grew up in the church?
Basically, yeah. So I was in the choir, I was on the usher board, and I was on the drill team.
Oh, you was singing?
I was singing.
You sang like Eddie Kane?
Like Eddie Kane. I'm put like this. If I would never start smoking cigarettes, I'll be able to hit you a high note right now. I can switch my voice up to a soprano and alto. But my daddy, he sang too. Back in the day, they had a group that they sang and danced, because they used to dance and shit in the clubs. Something about the white boys, something about the white brothers or some shit. I don't remember, but I know they used to do that swinging out and shit back in the day. But my daddy did sing professional or some shit back in the days. But anyway.
So how old was your daddy when he had you?
I think my dad was like 45, but because my mom was 25. I was the last of the Mohicans.
45 when he had you?
I think he was like 40, 45. Like 42, 43.
Okay, so your daddy did a lot before you came around.
Yeah. He didn't think he can have kids.
Oh, okay. So you had your old school pops.
Yeah, so he said he had to pray for me, because all his family members, all his people, his siblings had kids except him. And he felt like he was left out. So he prayed. He said he prayed for me, and here I am.
So your pops prayed to have you.
Basically, yeah, but even
And
though
then when he had you,
I was a preemie too, though. I was a preemie baby.
he went and got it in every day to put money aside. But he said he wasn't buying you nothing. I mean, you ain't get no toys on Christmas.
Yeah,
You ain't get no clothes for school. Did y'all go places? Y'all took vacations?
The places we really rode to was Houston. I used to basically to go see his people. I don't think he really bought me one time is for my birthday with some Power Rangers. That's about it. Everything else my grandma paid for it. He bought me a couple of suits here and there, but other than that, the shit that was most in my closet, my grandma paid for it or somebody gave it to me.
And you couldn't go outside?
Nope. Like, if I go one time, I used to hate this shit. This is what I used to hate. Alright. So, like, I go outside. Say I go outside today, right? And I get in trouble. And, like, a week later, he be like, no, you could've went outside. And I be looking at him like, really? Like, really, man? Like, that shit, I used to hate that shit. Like, why you tell me I could've went outside knowing damn well you.
I mean, it just sound like your dad might have been strict.
He was strict in a motherfucker.
I mean, but that don't mean...
In a way, it's good, but in a way, it's good, but still, I still was sheltered in the mother like a motherfucker, though.
I mean,
because like
did you play sports?
Yeah, well, not really. In high school, no, not really.
So he ain't let you play sport?
Yeah, he wouldn't let me usually play. I played football in elementary, but I went to football practice and shit like that.
Did he go to your football game?
I ain't started on the team, but my grades wasn't good.
So if you in the house and your dad work, you ain't sneak outside? I mean, you ain't sneak outside to go? I mean, he at work all the time. Like, man, fuck this shit. I'm about to go outside.
Yeah. All right. You remember that year when it froze? When everything froze? Like, everything froze. I forgot what year that was. It was year like the telephone lines was frozen and everything froze. I did that time. I was in the house for like 2 weeks by myself. The lights off. Everything. I was in the house by myself. So I snuck outside. I was like, fuck it. If I get in trouble, I get in trouble.
So he wasn't there for 2 weeks?
Shit, then he wasn't there. He wasn't there longer than that, which is.
So how long would you stay? Like, what stints of time would you stay by yourself?
About 2 or 3 months.
And your dad would be what?
At work.
I mean, he come home though. He gotta come home, right?
Yeah, he'll come home like when he can. Like I guess whenever he got done doing what he was doing, the job. But he wrote he ran most of the time he didn't. This is cold, so most of the time he just stayed at work because he had to ride the bike. He didn't want to ride the bike, so he felt like shit. I'm good.
So he just stayed at the shop.
He stayed at the job, yeah. Well,
he was a mechanic, right?
Yeah, he was a mechanic, but at this time he wasn't doing no mechanic work. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. I know he was working in production. That's all I know.
So you ain't know too much?
Nah, I ain't know too much.
You just know what he told you?
Yeah, basically.
Did you see a uniform?
He always wear the same damn thing, like a tan, like a shirt, but not blue shirt, like a shirt, long sleeve, and under it, his jacket and his gloves and hat and meat. He owned nobody's business. But he'll be like by the time he'll be gone before I even get ready to go to school. Like sometimes most of my childhood, I'm going to school, I dress myself.
Okay, so your pops wasn't there.
Talking about from elementary.
So you had babysitters though, right? You said you had
every blue moon when he had a female that was gonna babysit my black ass. And most of the time he didn't have a female to babysit.
But when he did, then
he still wasn't there. He was just her.
You got molested, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. I mean, but okay, from all the way up to what, 12, 13, 14 years old, you have to have at least one good memory of your pop? If y'all went to like to the park, or y'all, you know what I'm saying, kicked it in the house, and a certain movie maybe y'all watched together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We used to watch movies together, but mom, I used to like when he used to throw the football. He used to throw it's the thing he used to do. He used to throw the football way in the air. It's like a bullet, straight up. And my black ass did it when he tried to catch it. And he used to say, "You get beat up by the football, huh? Keep getting beat up by the football." And that's what I used to like when he used to throw the football like that.
Okay, so that kind of got you into football then, because you say you like football. Or you play football?
Yeah, I played football in the neighborhood for real, but like in school, I didn't make the team because I didn't have good grades.
Okay, so inside the house when he was there, how was the relationship? But was you crunk? Cause like shit, my pops here today, ain't seen this nigga in a minute. I mean,
Nah,
was he like, hey, shit, I'm home for a few hours? You know, I mean, what was it?
most of the time it's just watching TV or be in my room playing around with my toys by myself. Or if I'm not in trouble,
So what do you do when you get in trouble?
shit, either he put me on my knees on the corner or he with me.
Okay, so I mean, well, he disciplined you if you got in trouble.
And sometimes, like I had a best friend. I used to go to his house sometimes. In the apartments and spend the night at his house with him and his sister. Cause like how the apartments is, they got this the front and this the back. And with my porch is wet, his window is right there where my porch at. And then one time me and him was like, you know how the fans, you make the little noises in the fans? My dad was right there on the porch. He was telling my man, go down there making that fucking noise. And he scared the shit out of our ass. So I ain't gonna say it was a bad childhood. It was
So the only